Lesson 5.5, factoring polynomials and the sum of the difference of cubes. Should have the new packet for 5.6 and 5.7. If that hasn't been handed out yet, please do so right now. Little factoring review. This is from a lot of this is going to be from what we did in chapter 4 when we factored. I know some of you hate factoring more than you hate anything. But we just got to keep grinding away at it. First one, can pull an R out of everything. Now we can factor this into two binomials. What do you multiply together to get negative 44? So we're looking for factors of negative 54. Add for positive 3. I believe it's plus 9 and minus 6. There you go. It's factored completely. That's what we're looking for. Next one, you got to remember the difference of two squares. Remember a squared minus b squared. What the heck? Running like a fine-tuned machine. Remember the difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared is a plus b. A minus b. Something squared minus something squared. Middle term goes away if you were to FOIL that back out. So I can turn this into 4r plus 13 and 4r minus 13. And there you go. Next, we got to remember that when we have a lead term not 1, there's nothing that can be taken out of everything, so we have to go off to the side and we have to say what are the factors of a times c, or 24, that have a sum of negative 14. After we spend a little time thinking about that, we realize it's negative 12 and negative 2. Negative times a negative is a positive. What do we do with that? You take your 8x squared, and remember, you split your negative 14 into those two things. What is that? That's annoying. That's what that is. I'll fix that. And we get negative 2x minus 12x plus 3. And then we group. And if this one's negative, we group it in. And we have to have a plus. And then we factor this guy separately, and we have 2x and 4x minus 1 and minus 3 and 4x minus 1. And then we take the 4x minus 1s. And a bunch of you are saying, oh yeah, I remember this. And a bunch of you are saying, oh yeah, I remember this, and I hate it. Well, you're going to have to remember how to do it. So remember factoring when the lead term is not 1. It's all about this guy up here. We want to factor out, it looks like they all have an x and they all have a 3. So I would take a 3x out front and I would get 7x squared minus 6xy plus 8y squared. We would want to check to see if these middle terms would work itself out, and I believe this positive 56 for negative 6 does not. So that's it. So factoring a polynomial, just removing the greatest common factor, that's all you really got to do. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Next one, factor by grouping. We want to group again. We want to do the same thing that you did back when we did the other one, and this gets a plus in there. Remember, I'm going to leave that m there. So I take a 6m, and then I'm at n plus 3. Take out a minus or a minus 1, as the case may be, and n plus 3. Now the n plus 3 comes out 6m minus 1, and there you go. Factored completely by grouping. I think you're going to get to one in your homework where you're going to have to regroup. You might have to rearrange some things first. These ones, I got an x and an x and an x and a y squared and a y squared and a y squared. So I'm under the impression that we're going to group these guys together. I'm going to need a plus because we're going to group that negative with that guy. I'm going to take out a 6x and I get 5a minus 4b plus c. And I take out a negative y squared and I'm left with 5a. Whoops, that should be a minus 4b plus c. Hey, look at that. We got one of those there and one of those there. Winner, winner. Take it out. 5a minus 4b plus c. Leaves me with 6x minus y squared. And we're done. Factored completely. Difference of two cubed. Something cubed minus something cubed. Or something cubed plus something cubed, as the case may be. Please note, you're figuring out what was cubed and what was cubed, and they go, and we're just going to do straight substitution, very similar to the difference of two squares. So you got to remember your perfect cubes. 1 cubed is 1. 2 cubed is 8. 3 cubed is 27. 4 cubed is 64. 5 cubed is 125. 6 cubed is 216. 7 cubed is 343. 8 cubed is, I don't know, 512. 9 cubed is 729. 10 cubed is 1,000. What do you really need to know? I don't know, probably these first 5. They're probably important. The rest of them you would have to kind of check out as you went along. So you can rewrite this n cubed as n to the third minus 5 to the third. Now I'm taking this guy, and everywhere I see an a, I'm putting in an n. And everywhere I see a b, I'm putting in a 5 and an n. And I get a 5n here. I'm going to write it as 5n. Plus, and I get 5 squared is 25. So there's your factoring the difference of two cubes. Kind of a good time. I just replaced n squared, n, 5, 5, 5, and then I just put it together. It's good stuff. Loving it. You can take an x out first. So take an x out, and then you're left with 64x cubed plus y cubed. What do you squared? So I need this x to remain out front now. And then what do you cube to get 64? Well, really it's 4x all cubed, and then it's y cubed. And we get, and we're on the plus now, right? So I'm on this guy. Notice the plus has a plus and the minus has a minus, and the first one is the opposite. Should you have to memorize this? Probs not. I would assume this would be supplied for you. It's more about, do you know what you're going to do with it? So now I get my 4x plus y, and then I get my 4x all squared. Well, if I'm going to square 4x, aren't I going to get 16x squared? Minus, multiply them together, 4xy, and then y squared. There we go. That's it. That's your homework. I don't believe that I have that written anywhere else other than right here. You have 20 problems of factoring to do. You should have no problem getting that done. I believe now we have to do a homework check. Good luck. Safe travels. Hit pause. Write this on the board, someone. Thank you very little.